talk about enterprise accounts. Now, when I talk about enterprise accounts, I think the first thing is, what is enterprise? Well, the simplest way to describe an enterprise account is a multi-teacher account. And I'm talking about it today because we're going to talk about what's changing. We're going to talk about who might need an enterprise account. We'll talk about the benefits of an enterprise account. And then I'll show you in action a couple of the more powerful things you can do on an enterprise account. And then I'll demonstrate some of the changes that have been made, including how you can get on an enterprise account. So the first thing I want to talk about is who might need an enterprise, a multi-teacher account. There are a few different situations you might fall into that would indicate that you need an enterprise account. So the first one is you want to work with other teachers on a single account. Maybe this means that you have a school and you already have a school, you already have multiple teachers, you already have multiple students, and you're looking for an account that will unify all of that together. You could be an individual teacher and you have more than 50 students on an individual account. Currently, 50 is as high as you can go if you need more than 50 students. And there are Off2Class teachers that have more than 50 students who are just doing an amazing job. And they need an enterprise account. So if this is you, if you are growing rapidly, then you'll need an enterprise account for more than 50 students. Or you just have a language school. So basically, if you want to work with other teachers, or if you have a lot of students, you would be treated in Off2Class as if you were a school. So an enterprise account is that account that will serve you if you're a language school. So those are the people that might need enterprise accounts. I want to talk about what is changing. This is the reason that I'm sharing this, and I'm really excited to do this because there are a lot of things that are just going to make it easier than ever to get on an enterprise account. So here's what I want to say. Up until now, up until this month, enterprise accounts needed the sales team to set up. So that means if you wanted to even talk about, learn about, think about an enterprise account, you needed to get in touch with the sales team. You had to book time on their calendar. You had to get it. Everything was done through the sales team. You needed the customer success team to make changes. So in order to get on an enterprise account, the sales team had to set it up manually. And then if your teacher numbers went up, if your student numbers went down, if you wanted to make any changes to it, you couldn't just go do it yourself. You had to contact customer success and they had to do it manually. And when they did that, it was annual only. So in order, you could do annual payment to set it up, and then you had to do annual payment to make changes. And it made it so that it was difficult to make adjustments on the fly the way that you're used to be able to doing it with your individual teacher account. And they required a $1,000 initial setup fee. So in order to get on any enterprise account, you had to pay $1,000 right out of the gates, and there was really no way around that. So when we looked at all of these things together, we realized that it was really hard for small schools to get on an enterprise. Now, for big institutions, this is not a big deal, right? But a lot of the teachers that we're working with are growing, and they're growing into language schools. So it starts out, maybe you're just a really successful teacher, and then you say, wait, I'm getting more students than I can handle. Maybe I want to hire other teachers to teach with me, or maybe I want to band together with 3 or 4 other teachers. We're going to pool our students and we're going to be our own language school. A lot of teachers and language schools start out that way. And so it was difficult for them given the way that things had been set up. So now we're making it so that this is going to be much, much easier to do, and it's going to be the way that it is on your individual account. So what is different now? Instead of needing the sales team to set up the account for you, you can buy it just like an individual account right on your account page. Instead of needing the customer success team to make any changes where you have to contact your account manager, then your account manager has to make the changes, you approve the changes, take several days. Now you change it just like you change your student numbers on your individual account that you have now. Instead of annual payment only, now you can pay monthly. You can pay monthly. The majority of Off2Class users pay monthly. And with an enterprise account, now you can do the same. Before, there was a $1K setup fee. Now we've reduced that to $300 annually, or you can do it monthly. So what this change means is the barrier for entry on a school type Off2Class account is much lower than it's been in the past. So now that we've talked about that, about what is changing, we talked about who it's for and what is different. Let's talk about the benefits of an enterprise account. What can you get out of being on an enterprise account? So the first thing that comes to mind is a branded white label. Now, white label, you can add white label to an individual account, and you can also add it to an enterprise account. White label replaces the Off2Class logo with your school logo or your school crest. So I have a screenshot here of what teachers see when they log into Off2Class. And here at the top, instead of the Off2Class logo, there is a custom logo. So with an individual account, you can get white label, and that will appear for your students. But if you want to work with other teachers, there's no way to transfer that across. Okay, on a single branded platform, that logo will carry over to all the teachers that are using that enterprise account. So you just have to get one white label, and it's spread across your entire school. One of the other benefits of an enterprise account is you can add teachers and students from a spreadsheet. So instead of having to add your students one by one, now that's fine if you have 5 students, right? But if you have 50 and you want to start on Off2Class with 50 students, you're going to need to set aside some time to input their information one by one. With an enterprise account, you can add your student data and your teacher data from a spreadsheet. You upload it using this tool that we have on the enterprise account, and everyone's right where you want them to be, including in the classes that you need them to be. One of the other benefits of enterprise is you get lots of data. So this is a screenshot from the data panel of things you can export. So just in case this is too small to read, you can download your teacher's account information, your student's account information, teacher's lesson history and student lesson history, placement test results, progress test results. All of these things you can get and put them in a spreadsheet. So this can make sure that if you're working with other people, key stakeholders, they know what's going on. This kind of information can make sure that at a glance, you know exactly where all of your students are across all of their classes, and you can make sure that no one is being left behind. This type of data is only available on an enterprise account. One of the best and most powerful features on an enterprise account is course plans. So if you are on a premium individual Off2Class account, you have access to a custom course builder. And the custom course builder allows you to make a course ahead of time, and then you can assign those lessons to one student. However, on an enterprise account, you can use one course plan for as many students as you want, and you can assign students the course plans all at once. That means you can assign all the lessons, you can assign homework in a way that is not possible on an individual account. And in a minute, I'm going to show you a live demo of the course plan so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So this is one of the things that I think is so important that I'm going to take an extra couple of minutes to demonstrate exactly how it works. The other benefit of the enterprise account is flexibility. And what I mean by flexibility, we're going to go bulk actions next. Okay, so with bulk actions, you can do things all at once. So one of the questions that I get a lot in customer support with Off2Class is, can I assign placement tests to more than one student at once? Can I assign progress tests? Can I use my learning plan again? And on an individual plan, it's not possible. But on an enterprise plan, You can assign placement tests and progress tests in both. You just put how many students you're going to send it to, tick their names in the box, and it goes to them all at once. The same thing with homework, the same thing with course plans. And then the final thing I was going to talk about is flexibility. So with flexibility, students can have multiple teachers and they can be in multiple classes. On an individual account, if you have premium, you can make classes, but a student can't be in more than one class at the same time. With an enterprise account, it's just going to give you a lot more flexibility in terms of saying, well, what if more than one teacher needs to teach the same student? We've got a group of students and this teacher teaches them on Tuesday and that teacher teaches them on Thursday. That kind of arrangement is not possible on an individual account, but on an enterprise account, it's something that you can do. So students can have these relationships where they're having multiple teachers, they're parts of multiple classes, and it makes things easier when you're working with multiple teachers. So what I want to do now is I just want to show you what it's like to use the course plan feature. So I'm going to change over to this tab. And so this is my Off2Class account. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a course plan. I'm going to put a few lessons into it, and then I'm going to put some students into it just so you can see this process from start to finish. I'm going to do this quickly. If you're on an enterprise plan and you're looking for real step-by-step instructions, on the Off2Class YouTube channel, there is a playlist that goes into super detail on this. So if you can't follow this precisely and you are looking for a how-to, that's there. What I'm doing now is to show you how powerful this can be and how easy it is. So I already have a course plan here, but I'm going to add a new one. So we're going to call this course plan beginner. So I'm going to add beginner course plan. So here I have my beginner, so I'm going to click on add or remove lessons. All right, so it's been added to my list. Let's go to add remove lessons. And since this is beginners, I want to add some of the beginner lessons from the step-by-step curriculum. So I've got a drop down here. So I'm just going to grab the first lesson from the step-by-step curriculum, press add, and then it appears right here in slot number 1. So let's add the first 3 lessons from the step-by-step curriculum. And now here I go. I've got 3 lessons here. Let's say I want to add some other things. We've got 3 lessons on the alphabet. So let's add the 3 lessons to the alphabet. Second lesson. Now I've added the 3 lessons of the alphabet. So I want to do a little bit more. I want to add subject pronouns, object pronouns, and then I want to add the verb to be. And then we'll add the second to be. So in about 2 minutes, it's taken me, I've got 10 lessons on this. And I can change the order. So this is a little bit, this might be a little dry. 3 lessons of the step-by-step curriculum, 3 of the alphabet, and then 4 lessons of grammar. All I have to do is I can drag things. So what if I say, let's start with an alphabet lesson, and then we'll mix in this lesson here. I'll drag subject pronouns between object pronouns, and then we'll do to be. So you can customize this in any way that you want, and it saves to use with as many students as you want. So all I've done is I've added 10 lessons to this. I've got a great 10 lesson beginner course here. So now let's go and show how to put students into this. So if I go back to my course plans, I can see here it is. So now I'm going to go to my students. So this is where I'm going to manage. This is the enterprise management panel. So I'm going to go to my students, and I'm going to grab these 2 students. And again, I'm just doing this quickly to show you how fast it can be done. You can see step-by-step instructions in our tutorials. And I'm going to go to bulk actions and assign course plans. Click submit. And now I'm going to select the teacher. I'm going to select myself, and I'm going to add the beginner, and I'm going to apply. And it's done. So just like that, I've taken 2 students and assigned them each into 10 lessons worth of material. So this is great for self-study, or it's great if I have a predetermined course that I know I want to go through these lessons with these types of students. I can put these students into buckets, and I can assign it to 1 or 5 or 10 or the whole class. This is some of the power of course plans. And then the last thing that I want to do is I'm just going to show you how to actually add an enterprise account. Okay, you can now, anyone with an Off2Class account can get yourself starting now on an enterprise account. No talking to sales, no kind of setup. So all I have to do is go to my account page. Okay, so if I hover over my name on the upper right and I go to account, it's going to take me here. Here's my account page. I'm just going to update my subscription. Now, here's my subscription. In this box, in the past, there was only an option for individual. This enterprise box is what is new. The payment frequency for now, if I go to enterprise, I have more choices. So now here at enterprise, I can decide the number of students that I want, and I'm not limited anymore by certain numbers, right? I can just choose. I can choose individual numbers instead of groups of 10. And so let's say I just have let's say I have 27 students. I can do 27 students, and I have to have at least 2 teachers. So I can choose these, and I can apply my white label if I want, and everything that is on the right, it's going to show. Okay, I can look at my price calculator on the right-hand side of the page and see exactly what I'm going to pay. So you don't have to wonder how much, even if I'm not ready to buy this today, I can go here, put the numbers in, and say, how much would this cost? I can see it. So then if I want to buy it in a couple of weeks or a month or whatever, whenever I'm launching my language school, I can do it. I'm not dependent on anyone else. I can buy it right now. I can buy it at 10:30 in the morning and teach a class at 10:35 in the morning. There's no setup involved at all. Doing these things has made it so much easier for multiple teachers to be on a single Off2Class account. And it's taken us a lot of work to do this, but we're doing it because we want Off2Class teachers to be able to succeed. Okay, we've done Off2Class, we've done a really great job empowering individual teachers. And we've also done a really good job empowering the big schools. But what we're doing now is we want to give a way for our most successful teachers and our smaller schools to have the same tools to succeed as the individual teachers and the big schools. And this is now bridging that gap. So if you are a successful individual teacher or a small school, this is the set of tools that is going to help you take your business to the next level. So this is our new announcement. There are going to be emails coming out about this. I'm going to be talking about this more, but this is the first introduction to all of you. So I hope this has been helpful. And for those of you who are on enterprise accounts, please feel free to leave a comment about what your experience has been. And I will be around in the comments to answer any questions. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Have a good day, good evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you next time.